You are meant to hear this message right now, so let's dive right in. I will show you the groups up close. We're taking a look at your best career path in this lifetime and why. So group number 1, your crystal is the dolphin. Your card is strength. Group 2, your crystal is the cat. Your card is hope. Group 3, your crystal is the frog. Your card is clarity. Okay, so whenever you're ready, head to the description box of this video. You will find your timestamps there that will take you directly to your group, and I will meet you at your messages. Hi there, group 1. Let's dive right into your messages. We're looking at your best career path in this lifetime and why, basically what traits you bring to the table that set you up for great success in this type of field. So let's reveal your cards. You are Strength card number 19 and Fennel. We have Mural with Be Your Own First Priority. Okay. We have here Trust Your Path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? Very solid question, and this kind of imagery, the painting, childlike imagery in the background of this card makes me think that, yes, follow your inner guidance. What would you do if you knew you would be supported, channeling that inner child? What would you do if you had all the support to go ahead and do that? No limitations. Something to consider. Yeah, joy. The things that bring you joy, childlike joy, innocent joy. Tune into that. Affirmations, surroundings, light, and beauty. All the yellow coming through, matching this card. Your best career path is one that's deeply personal, deeply resonating with other people in the career it is itself, and or in the way that you have taken your life experience and made it part of your career. We have Guardianship, the wolf and rosehip, and that's number 25 as well. We have 25 repeated. That could be significant to you. Around the age of 25 as well, you could come into this understanding of what you are meant for in this lifetime, of what you are truly good at, your gifts as well that come from an emotional side, that come from sparking joy in other people, and again, people resonating with your story, either the way you got to your career or what you do within it, or both of those things at the same time. Acquisition, how you got your career, what I had just mentioned, is significant. How you got to where you are is a big element of career that will come into play when you're in the right kind of, the most ideal situation you could be in for work situation in this life path. Principle as well. It's like, again, like the very principle of being an example, of being a leader, being an inspiration, being someone who embodies a character that is not often embodied in whatever way that means to you. You're showing up in a way that needs to be represented, and because of that it is received so positively and from an emotionally led way where people gravitate toward it. You're really meant to be like a pioneer is the word in some way, by following your inner intuition, by following those things that have happened. Look at this castle is actually like on fire. It looks like the things that have happened, the tower moments where things have come crumbling down, that has pushed you along this path. Trust your path. Trust that that was always happening for a reason, and it pushed you to where you need to be. And that is the very principle of what who you need to be involves, is the path that led you to that point. Arriving at that point, your entire story is received with open arms, positively, again, by people who resonate with it. The people it impacts directly and or the people that it inspires. And the dolphin here is also making me think, I just want to add themes of joy, positivity, and friendship as well, and soulmate connections. Guardianship is an element in career. I feel like, ooh, this is interesting, but this idea coming through, I feel it for some of you that part of career is this power duo situation, and you could be in a committed partnership, romantic partnership with that person as well. You could be two people who share the same last name or don't, and who are like the bosses of whatever you do together, a very dynamic power duo. Some people work very well together with their partner in that way, and it just works out with different schedules as well. That could be what causes both of you to decide at one point, maybe it's you who, I almost feel like it's the other person though, who would kind of shift gears and be like, well, I'm gonna actually jump on board with what you're doing, and I'm gonna fulfill this needed role for you. Yeah, very much like a startup, starting a new business and fulfilling the needed roles by first sourcing the people that you know best and that you trust, that you already work with and know how they work. So you bring on your partner, you bring on friends as well. That just feels like a significant element to this career story in your lifetime, is having someone you love right by your side, doing the same advocacy, doing the same outreach, dealing with the same problems, always being able to relate to one another with those kinds of frustrations. And it doesn't feel like crossing any kind of boundary. It doesn't feel like it would lead that way. It doesn't feel like it would be too much for surroundings to constantly be the two of you. It seems that by acquiring one another, you two know just how much of a gift you have both received in that transaction. You are meant to at least be in like a very strong equal partnership with someone at least kind of at the top or in a leadership role, is what I'm seeing with guardianship. And not in a way of like, oh, that means I have half a role because I share it with someone else. No, it's like two very equally important roles that you two fulfill. Very cool. I like this idea for you guys. Yeah, let's continue on with tarot. Can we know about what this work may involve? For pile 1, what does this career path, more specifically, can we know what it might entail, what kind of work? Anything else here? I'm gonna take that and roll with it. Ace of Pentacles, giving people new opportunities, giving people resources and opportunity for a fresh start. Again, Page of Pentacles, like teaching, education. That's who the page is starting to pick up on this information to learn as like an apprentice. Providing people with needed knowledge through outreach, providing them with needed resources, being heavily involved in a community, definitely with the King of Cups. 7, I see just like so much advocacy going on here. I see you like doing work behind the scenes, like you might have like irregular hours where you are doing a lot. You have a lot of people in your network that you work with directly, that you trade with, that you have weekly kind of deals with and meetings with. You deal with a lot of people. That's what I see is like behind the scenes, whatever you manage with that strong partner by your side that I'd mentioned, who may be your married partner perhaps. Whatever work you guys do requires a lot of attention, requires a regular availability to show up at regular hours as well. But it's kind of like the lifestyle that is enjoyed that has been chosen. Some of you may not have kids of your own, but almost like in lieu of that, you have a large responsibility for groups of people, whether it is kids or just otherwise. You have that bucket filled in other ways through reaching out to community and working with them directly. But I do see education, I see advocacy definitely, and things that require a lot of behind the scenes moving parts, and you sometimes don't know how the whole show is going to come together, how the heck it's going to work out and be a thing, but it always does. The pieces always come together. You always have done it right. Yeah, it's very cool to see. I love this career path for you guys. We have 7 of Wands, and that's what I was thinking when the 7 of Swords came out. Like, you fight and advocate, you are pushy when needed to get what's needed for the people who need it more than the people you are trying to get it from. And again, I think you're no stranger to, like, it's almost like you work out of your home. Your home and your work have kind of meshed, but that's just fine. For the lifestyle that you're okay with this lifestyle, it works for you. But yeah, you could just be, you live where you work, and the two kind of blend together. It's like an open door policy, kind of. It's kind of blended into, like, the lines are not quite clear. It's almost like a 24/7 all-consuming thing, but it is a life's passion. It is all-consuming, all-surrounding, but it is the principle of your life. It is the passion of your life, and all of it is contained within this beautiful little bubble where it is, again, you doing what you love, doing something that really truly is helpful to people and very important, doing it all in your beautiful home and with the people you love as well. We talked about when you start something up, you often recruit the people that you know, that you have been referred to as well. So friends, family, things like that is who you start with, who you get first. So yeah, you're working with people you love as well. It's overall looking like a really, really lovely situation for you. So let's continue on getting more information. I want to know if pile 1, are they on this path right now? Are they somewhere different? Are they going to be experiencing some kind of change? And if so, what is the guidance to navigating that? Let's find out what is the current and how you will end here. Let's see. The Magician, the current, I think you're trying to make something better for yourself. Page of Cups, learning about what that even means, getting clear on that through discovery of looking into childhood joys. And like I had mentioned earlier, we have the Devil. 2 of Wands. I was gonna say you're like asking the tough questions. You're kind of like losing your innocence in a way as well, to know that maybe like for the first time it may seem like this is a big, like, unexpected life change to think about pivoting career or to think about adding something on top of your current situation. But it is in thought right now. It is being considered. It has been considered. Yes, let's see. Yeah, and the outcome here is that you will move on eventually. You will land in this place that has been meant for you, that you were built for, that you were put here for. Truly, that we talked about the ways in which you and your experience make you so perfectly suited for this role. It's all been in preparation, and yes, we will eventually arrive to that. Can we know about when? We know any ideas of timeline, any hints toward how to get there? Wow. King of Swords does feel like a moderate, steady pace. It feels consistent. It does feel like pretty picked up pace, like modern due dates keep going. Like, that's what I'm seeing with this man in a suit. Like, it just feels like pretty regimented the way that this is moving toward you, which is good. It's coming at a steady rate, a more than steady rate, slightly fast rate, I guess. Three of Pentacles, how it will arrive and how you can make sure that you are doing the things that are needed to help it come to you. It's a lot about people. It's a lot about outreach. Three of Pentacles as well as Six of Pentacles. We see people working together. We see outreach, sharing. We see giving and receiving happening in the Six of Pentacles. And so arriving here, again, we've mentioned people. You've heard me talk about possibly working with people you love. And so naturally, I think that you could be eventually like bringing up one of these ideas you have for a way to pivot career and make money from it and make an impact from it with the Ace of Pentacles. You could naturally, through conversation, kind of like just talk about it. No expectation, no like serious business conversation happening, but naturally from that, you find that there are people in your life who would be more than on board for this, who are similarly seeking something more fulfilling and similar in impact, similar in responsibility and in work schedule as well. Though it is a little bit different of a schedule, it's also like freeing to not have that like regimented schedule. It never feels like showing up to work. Again, like the work and home kind of blend together. And that's a good thing ultimately. Yeah, so just candidly talking about what inspires you, your dreams, your hopes, your goals. Again, I think those conversations are going to land on someone who has been waiting for the chance to speak on the same things. Yeah, so I love these messages for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this pile one. Please take the time to like, comment pile number 1 on this video and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it if you do all 3 of those things for me. But with all of that being said, I wish you the best of luck in this career, in this lifetime, and I will see you in your next reading. Hi there, pile 2. Let's dive right into your messages. You are the Hope card. Let's take a look at your additional oracle. We have Storm. Every hurricane comes to an end. Okay. We have Pillar of Light. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. Okay. We have Curiosity, Experience, Play, Uncover, and Ask. Upheaval. We have Revenge and Status. Yeah, the first thing I wanted to say, but I held my tongue before speaking too soon, with the Storm card coming out, like, hope is why it's what we hang on to when there is a storm, that hope that it will blow over, that everything will, of course, come to an end the way that they naturally do, the cycles in life, experiencing that and experiencing the feeling of hope and optimism through that being very, very pivotal in life. We have 4-4, we have 14 for upheaval. Finding stability in upheaval has been big within your life. You could have experienced a lot of movement through childhood, through growing up, a lot of instability in environment, in surroundings, in people who are in your life as well. You could have experienced a lot of movement and change within that. And it brings these qualities to you that make you very suited for one type of job that we are going to find out about. But it's maybe some element of independence. We do have the Black Cat, which represents independence within this oracle deck. Yeah, so a job that you thrive on based on your independent qualities and experience growing up, and let's see about what that could be. It says you are the oracle. It could be sharing spoken or written information, and that is, yeah, let me pull out, I think, cards to clarify. I think I'm going to need that pretty early here to find out what these energies are. Yeah, let's clarify. So let's see. What is this about the history that has come up that I've mentioned about being independent? Is that the case? Or is there more to that story, that side of things? What should we know about that? Let's see. Status. You've gone through status changes. I'm kind of seeing that now. We have the crown above here, not on their heads. We have you with the crown and kind of holding on to it. We have you with a different head covering, perhaps to conceal your identity or status. I don't know what that is. In some way or another, you play different roles. You have multiple jobs right now. Either way, you play different roles. You show up. I'm even seeing a mask with the vulture. Show up in different ways for different responsibilities, or again, growing up, we said that your work situation, everything was, or not work situation, but your environment, your surroundings, living situation was unstable. And so with that could have been the tendency to kind of shift your identity. And I talked about writing, about sharing through your voice in an independent, hermity, introverted way. And so you could be a storyteller, you could be a writer, you could write nonfiction and tell stories by your skill of embodying and experiencing and seeing a lot as well. You've seen things that you can get inspired by. You've seen situations play out. You've experienced different groups of people, again, different environments. You've experienced different emotions, different family challenges, and all of that you can use very, very well to channel into storytelling because you embody these experiences. You've been there in a way, and you can really play off of that. So yeah, writing scripts as well, or like novels, music, but more so like, yeah, writing media, writing for television. Yeah, it's really cool. And curiosity, experience, play, uncover, ask. This is a tendency that you had as well throughout all of this change you've experienced that brings you the knowledge and the power to have this career path that is meant for you in this lifetime. You've been curious. You have not just been a bystander to the changes in life. You have actively embraced them and experienced them as well. You've uncovered a lot about each situation you have found yourself in. You've been playful with those energies. You've done pretty well, I think, with approaching people, like kind of random people you've met along the way that you know their story very briefly, but that's a weird kind of piece of this too, is like having moved so much that you're a bit of a solo person, but you've come across many, many people, many stories regardless of that. And I think your pool of knowledge is quite large because of that. Her stepping in the puddles and then this whole body of water, picking up knowledge along the way. I wonder what revenge is about. Maybe you want to like avenge this lifestyle by choosing a career again that brings so much stability, so much so it's very predictable what is required of you. And what comes to mind most strongly is like being a novelist, knowing that you kind of just, a big portion of your work is just solo getting it done. And you know that it's just showing up to be curious, to write my feelings, to write my experience through the lens of this made-up character, and that's what I do, and then my day is done. Like, very predictable, rather than moving all around. Now you are, like, still. You're completely still, and when you are still and you ask, it is so much easier to listen for a response, for guidance, for inspiration as well. That's what you're learning, that's what you're built for, that is what your history has brought you to. So I'm going to pause before we jump into the tarot and let my battery charge for a minute, and then we will be right back. All right, so I want to know about what we've talked about with upheavals, with a lot of change and shifting energies throughout your experience. I want to know if that is really the case that's kind of bringing you to such a destined fate within career and what you would be best suited for. We have the Hierophant, the Nine of Pentacles, we have the King of Wands, as well as the Seven of Pentacles. Yeah, the Hierophant here, it's giving me a couple ideas. It's giving me one of which this feels like the life that was handed to you, that you agreed to, because it would lead you to never being in one place or never feeling like you're in one place for long enough, was what pushed you into that curiosity and discoveries and gaining a lot of knowledge and wisdom that sets you up again for this perfect career path. So it's like an agreement you agreed to, but I think it's also some element here of like feeling like as a child you had been like handed some luxuries, you had been given some compensations for what you had been dealing with. I'm not sure what this ties into now, but it's tying into some perception you have about being in a space to receive once again the way that maybe you perhaps once were. Like, you would have to become comfortable with receiving and with being grateful for that and not questioning of why you deserve it. Then we have the King of Wands. I feel like revenge here, you kind of like are on the verge of like resenting a life that requires becoming, actually embodying the character. Like, we talked about you being very good at stepping into the shoes and the feelings of different characters that you create and write about and whatever it is. You can do that on paper, you can channel that into creativity, but you resent the idea that being successful, having a successful career, means that you have to put on this professionalism, you have to put on friendliness, customer service, like salesperson type vibes, to pitch your ideas, to win people over. You absolutely like resent any kind of career path in which you would have to be like truly on the front lines, the face of the company. Like, the thing is, you will be the name brand of whatever you do. It will be very independent to you. But you're kind of able to choose how much you want to step out into the light beyond that. It's like you passing out your work. And if you would like to step into the light and be more visible, be more active with it, then you can. But you can choose to maintain more privacy to whatever level you would like. In that way, it is very suited to you as well. You've been good at setting boundaries, you've been good at recognizing what is not good for you through experience, and that is bringing you to a big strength within this career, is maintaining happiness, maintaining contentment within your life as a whole, maintaining sanity by controlling how much you want to do, like how much you want to have to go beyond the basic element of your job. And that's a win for some of you. That's a very nice opportunity and option to have, to be able to pick and choose how far you go with it. 7 of Pentacles, you'll be very successful either way. You're very strategic. I feel like you could be very tactical as well with how you approach things. You're good at saving money. You're good at finding the best options, at sourcing the best solutions. Like, you're not one to jump on an opportunity just because it is there. You're going to make sure that you've considered alternate opportunities, or intuitively you may just trust your gut and say, well, I feel like something else is on the way, so I'm just going to wait and continue, keep my head down, do my work, and wait for that thing to present itself. Okay, let's continue on with the reading. What should we ask next? I want to know what is this work going to look like for group 2? What are they going to be doing, perhaps? Can we get some ideas? Okay, let's start there. 2 of Wands, we see like writing, we see planning, we see an individual working, enjoying that time alone. Death card. 3 of Cups. The Empress. I feel like you could choose ultimately to put a lot, this is like a ego death or some awakening or enlightenment that generally in this lifetime you don't quite strongly resonate with any career path that comes your way, or at least the current one. You don't really feel the need to go beyond what is normal, what is necessary in terms of pride, commitment, and responsibility you owe to what you work for. And that's part of an overall kind of awakening, that you just don't buy into the fact that you need to work to live. Regardless of that, I think that you do find a career that is best suitable for you based on qualities we have discussed. And a big element of life is prioritization of enjoyment, of free time, of self. With the 3 of Cups, I see that. Enjoying time with friends, enjoying time out, having a job that allows the flexibility, the opportunities to travel, to have longer weekends, to have longer spurts of time off, more flexibility, working from home, working while traveling. Definitely that could be big for you. Part of what, wow, I wanted to say, we talked about revenge being the aspect of having been so constantly moving that your idea of revenge is seeking out a way to be completely still and solid. Perhaps, yes, that is true, but in the form that that happens is maybe even like a taking your work with you is the way that you have stability, that you have a home to come back to. This could even just be like a side project that, like, maybe your career isn't being a novelist yet, but you enjoy having that escape and taking your work with you, taking your novel that you're working on with you is having home to come home to and to escape to. And the idea I'm seeing is traveling while you work. It was funny because it's so opposite to what I thought you sought out from what we've talked about, but you could actually be back on the road again, back moving all the time again. You could be traveling in like an RV in a tiny home, whatever it is, living that kind of life. That's what you seek out, is the job that allows you to do things like that. Because then, in the meantime, you have so many more awakenings as well, and spiritual growth and elevation, because of the time that you prioritize to yourself, because of the strong separation that you're able to have between work and your life. You find out a lot about yourself, you have a lot of enjoyment, you are able to truly separate that and come home to something else. And I love that idea for you guys. So I want to know what guidance Group 2 could use at this time. I am going to take that one that fell, this one as well, for how to move forward, how to move toward this, how to navigate all of it. What is their guidance? I think that might be all of it. I'm not going to take those. Knight of Swords, beautiful. Two of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, as well as the World. I think you can start movement toward any idea you have, like right now. Get going. The Knight of Swords is pretty speedy with action once the inspiration has struck for ideas. The Two of Pentacles is going to be at first managing present resources. And Page of Pentacles lets me know that something is going to come in to increase that area of life and working toward this. Like help is going to come in some way, a person being sponsored, being funded in some way. That's what I see with the Page of Pentacles, is presenting your idea and having it be supported, having people be on board to the point where they're putting faith into you to make this happen and supporting you to be successful. The World, you will unlock the world with this opportunity. I really think it's going to be a chance to like build a new home. And again, that can be metaphorical or it is literal for some of you. I'm seeing like a tiny home, a bus, a travel bus, something like that. Yeah, it's very exciting. I hope you enjoyed these messages. Group 2, make sure you like, comment, pile 2, subscribe to the channel. If you do all 3 of those things, I really, really appreciate it. But with all of that being said, Group 2, I wish you the best of luck in navigating this energy. I know you're going to be very successful and happy in this lifetime. So look forward to that, and I will see you in your next reading. All right, Group 3, so this is your message for career destiny in this lifetime. You have the Clarity card. Let's take a look at additional messages. Spaceship, don't be afraid to sing. Okay, we have the Initiation, rite of passage, crossing the threshold. We have here Gifted, fertility, creativity, growth, and space. All right, we have Luck, the Duck, and Chrysanthemum. Beautiful cards for you guys. I love this. We have Organization and Drama. Okay. Career, destiny, what type of career path are you drawn to in this lifetime because of your experiences, because of your qualities, and yes, your experience as well. Clarity, the Initiation. I think you're meant to bring clarity to some area. You're meant to uncover some kind of truth. You're gifted in a space. Don't be afraid to sing. Don't be afraid to be your true self, because you might just find that a lot of people resonate with that. I think what you're meant to do as well could in some ways be a little bit controversial. We have drama coming up. People who are concerned have concerns about the organization of this lifestyle, of finances, of all of it, of all of the moving parts. The people who are skeptical of this life and career path are those who can have concerns with the analytics of it. But I feel like in your case, you will be crossing a certain threshold, and with luck as well, in a very lucky but destined way, you will be crossing a threshold that brings you from that fear that very well could be justified in some cases that these people are having toward you. But in your case, you do have the luck and destined path to cross that threshold into the boosted area within this field that is very much sustaining and has a lot of opportunity. It's like, yes, those perceptions perhaps were true, but only to the level that they knew this career to be. You know this area that can be unlocked. You know what is accessible, and you are going to be lucky enough to access that space. Yeah, space here. You're going to be a part of that spaceship as well. Space mentioned twice. You are going to cross into that space where you're lucky, you are supported, you're able to grow from there as well. It's a fertile space. It's authentic, it's bold, it is full of life, full of beauty and love, and showcasing those things. And again, it's so vulnerable that people will surprisingly know just what you mean with what you are trying to portray, even if it is kind of abstract or obscure. You will find that the right people will receive it and get it. Yeah, I love that. With people showing up, definitely you will attract the people who are meant to come and witness this life that you have created and the things that have come from that as well. Let's look. With the tarot, can we identify where pile 3 is heading with career, and perhaps from where they are now? Can we get that kind of context, where they are now and where they're going? Judgment, the Chariot, the Empress, the Seven of Wands, as well as, squeeze one more in there, the Magician. So where are you now? Where have you been? You're at a point where it is a call to judgment. There is a golden opportunity here for you, a lucky opportunity. It's being revealed. The Chariot, if you make a move, this is going to be the move that allows you to make that rite of passage, to initiate a stable and a thing that has longevity, is what I see with the Empress, who is nourished consistently to have longevity. The Seven of Wands. You felt in wherever you are now or in the past, you felt a lot of resistance within that, and especially with the chains. The inability to make those decisions, to make judgment calls, was an issue. You felt in a lot of resistance at that time. You felt there was nowhere to channel your energy, to channel creativity, to channel your clarity even. You could be making a lot of discoveries about yourself at this time with no one to kind of support you in this specific space, in the workspace, in career. You feel like pretty alone and isolated within clarity about yourself within this, because you're realizing that the fear is that with clarity is good for you, but with that comes the fear that, well, if this is who I am, then where I am now is not for that person. Yeah, the very people who could be concerned with any talk of change you're talking about making, if there are people you're closer with at work that you confide in to let them know that you're thinking of making a shift, those could possibly be the ones who have concerns from a good place about your stability in this new area, in this new endeavor. But the Magician, overall, you're going to be back in power. There is no one to say that this is going to fail. There's no one to say that you should not be doing it. You're going to feel in so much power, chains freed, crossed over through the threshold, and more yourself than you have ever been, more creative, more in your space, and truly tapping into your gifts in this lifetime. So very exciting. I'm going to pause for a moment and then we will continue on with the tarot. All right. And what does this look like? What is this career path going to look like? Can we get specific hints and elements of it to keep an eye out to understand what exactly it entails? We're going to take all of those. So we have 7 of Pentacles. We have Page of Wands. You're someone's like idea man. That's random, but I had to say it. 10 of Cups. 2 of Wands. And the 5 of Cups. One message in this is being like younger than the people who hire you, or the company you work for was seeking out like your demographic, generation, like age-wise, and the experience you have because of that, or even further, more specific demographics as well. Some of you have a very promising career ahead of you of representation. We talked about like showing up in a way that really resonates with people. It has its place, it has a niche, and someone may recognize that and put you in a position to reach the demographic that will receive it well, because you are that as well. So they know about this community, they know about how to market and advertise what it is that you present and do. That's a message, some of you, and then kind of like the numbers, the other work is handled by a team, but you are meant to be like the fun, you're meant to be the energy, you're meant to be the face. And that's why it has such an element of like, how is people asking, how is this a job? How is this going to make you successful? It's like entertainment industry vibes, and yeah, we know that there are careers that, yes, it is challenging to make a full-time income on, but there are people who do it, and so it is possible. And you are going to be the one to, yes, with the Page of Wands on the skateboard, you're going to zip right through that rite of passage, through the threshold, and you're going to experience it for yourself as well. You have something very promising. You have a big talent. You could feel like you're down on your luck right when this comes in, but it's luck coming in. So when you feel like you're down on it, more of it is going to come in for you. You could just be feeling generally dissatisfied when you have some opportunity, a life-changing opportunity. It could be overnight discovery. I see like an agency, I see a manager who discovers you, who reviews your work without you even knowing, and then when you feel like you're down on your luck, they approach you with, I've been watching you, and you're a little bit shook that that's been happening, but it's a very, very happy moment. So what is the guidance going forward? How can the collective reach this destiny? So we have the 6 of Cups, we have the Knight of Swords, we have Death, Queen of Cups, as well as Temperance. So your guidance, how to move toward this effortlessly. Look back at fond childhood memories, look back at those hobbies you had, the interests you had, really tap into that. Or if you're doing that currently, dive into that even deeper, really indulge in it, really explore the full depth. With the Death card, search to the deepest areas of this, search the deepest areas of yourself, and channel how you want to represent this thing that you're so fond of. You will find the clarity of how exactly you want to make it your own, but stay true to the core elements of it. Knight of Swords, I feel like you will be no doubt inspired to take quick action. We even see a spaceship taking off in the back of this card, and Knight of Swords in general is fast moving because they are inspired, their target is clear, the goal is clear, and you move swiftly toward it. The Queen of Cups, you listen to your heart, prioritize feeling good, prioritize doing this to heal your own inner child, to heal yourself, speak to yourself through your work, and again, you will find that it speaks to other people undoubtedly as well. Temperance, I see a life of normalcy going forward. I see a life of finding everyday happiness and joy and consistency and gratitude and optimism. all of these, the perfect combination of things to bring you to this. Your final messages, let's take a look. The Lovers. It's going to be very harmonious, very supported Wheel of Fortune. I'm so glad I pulled these. And Justice. Justice is being brought to you through fortune, through a fortunate and lucky life. Definitely luck comes into play for you to cross that threshold that only a few do. And I think you very well will find people you really, really love and resonate with and who love you back so strongly. It's very exciting. I love this message for you guys. Please take time to like, comment that you came from pile 3, as well as subscribe. I really appreciate it if you take the time to do all of those things for me. But with all of that being said, I wish you the best of luck in this journey. I wish you so much success. But with all of that being said, I will see you guys in the next reading.